up, adventurers? It's ADV Ryan here. It is Veterans Day 2024, and I am out for a solo ride. Today I am doing a mix between the Dirt Devil, the Tennessee Dirt Devil, and the Ribfest Advanced and Intermediate Wet tracks here in Middle Tennessee. Just out to celebrate Veterans Day in my own way. No free meals for me today. Only thing free will be a full day of riding, I hope. Fairly uneventful, but I would like to have a little bit of fun. It rained a lot the last day and a half. So I thought, hey, you know, it's sometimes after rains, these tracks are like completely different. Sometimes I've come out here and rode it, and the terrain, you know, where stuff's washed out. Some of these roads, at least one of the roads is like dang near washed out. God almighty. Well, hopefully we can stay on our side of the road. But yeah, so some of the roads get washed out, and just makes it a little bit more technical, a little bit more fun. I don't know, we're gonna see where the day takes us. Beautiful day today, around 60 degrees-ish. Back here in these hollows, it's a little bit cooler down by these creeks. But, you know, overall, great weather, great riding weather. Last time I had the great idea to come out here and ride after a big rain. I was on my 390 Adventure. And I had stock tires. And boy, did I get all the excitement that I wanted out of that ride. I ended up flying over the handlebars. Those little TKC 70s loaded up, and I got a chance to ride and fly on the same day. Luckily, my neck and shoulder broke my fall. So, but yeah, I was alright. It was an experience though. A learning experience. So, but yeah, so out here today, just celebrating some Veterans Day, you know, by myself, clearing the mind. Don't get a lot of these opportunities. I did ask old ADV Chris if he'd like to ride, but he is working today, so I am solo. Yeah, and if you ever get a chance, if you're in Middle Tennessee, check out Wing Basket, okay? I'll spell that out on the screen. I've eaten chicken wings up and down the East Coast. And, you know, when I was with the Coast Guard, all up and down the East Coast, and I have not had better chicken wings. And I'm not saying that just because that's my brother, but alright, well, we're back on pavement, and I will see you on the trail. I've already seen a deer, so I'm not alone. Little squirrels. I imagine it's going to be very muddy in spots. Very, very muddy. Like this spot. Oh yeah. Just getting a little clay going. So yeah, just I do want to do a plug. I think every video deserves it, and that's something that I've been thinking about for a while, but making sure that I mention, you know, pediatric cancer awareness. There's a lot of children and families out there that are struggling with this, and I have gone off the track. A lot of families are out there struggling with this, and it's it's something that doesn't get a lot of attention, and it should. It's sad that it doesn't. And I want to make sure I mention a few, organizations that go out of their way to, help these kids and families get through tough times. Dreams and Wishes of Tennessee is a big organization that does a lot for kids. And With Love Charity is another one. It's a big one. But yeah, make sure you go out and support. If you're currently donating to something, do your research on that organization. Make sure that organization is actually, giving back to the kids. Because both the ones I just mentioned, they're putting a lot of effort into, taking care of these families, doing Make-A-Wish events, things like that, and it's important. So we're gonna go around the blue track. Oh, it's a deep friggin' hole. We're gonna go around the blue track, the ATV. So thank you to our nation's veterans for serving, holding the line, continuing the watch. It's very, service to our country is important. Without the men and women, past, present, and future, we don't have the freedoms that we currently enjoy, like being able to go out and have a free day on the trail with the old AJP. I am a Coast Guard veteran. I am about 17 years in. Feels like about 45. No, it's been it changed my life. My life was not in a good direction, but God reached down and He plucked me out of a situation. You obviously have to help yourself. Big believer in self-drive and motivation. It's like Scarface, man. The world is yours, and as long as you got God by your side, you can do anything out there. And if that's not your cup of tea, I don't want to force that on anybody, but I just speak from my own experiences. I was not always that way. I spent the majority of my younger youth, well, not the majority, but I lived like a rock star for a little while, and thankfully, pup, had enough sense to join the military, and the Coast Guard changed my life. I met my wife through there, my wonderful wife Jacqueline, and we had our daughter Harbor, and it's been a real blessing. For me, it was down to the Marine Corps or the Coast Guard, and everything about the Coast Guard is like humanitarian aid. Obviously, there's federal law enforcement, so that was a cool aspect. And so I ended up joining the Coast Guard, went to boot camp Cape May in 2007, served 8 years active duty, and got out. My wife and I got out in 2015, and I served on a local police force, city police, Spring Hill Police here in Middle Tennessee, for a little over 2 years. I loved it. I would have retired out of there, but my hours did not align with being able to spend time with my significant other, and it wasn't fair. So it was time for me to find a different path, man. And spent the majority of my 30s hopping from job to job, trying to go to school full time just to be able to pay the mortgage with the money that the GI Bill provided me. You know, it wasn't an idea of mine to go to school. It was more of a necessity. My wife, we dropped like $14,000 on IVF. I took a loan out when I was active duty, and it was $14,000, and it didn't work. She lost it after about, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. And so we were kind of in a situation where, you know, at that point, man, $14,000, I'm an E4, you know, we're not made of cash. E4, you know, payroll's not that good. So, you know, when we got out, Jackie naturally got pregnant, and we had the biggest blessing of our lives, our daughter Harbor. We named her after where we met, in Cape May Harbor. So, but yeah, that was tough. Tough trying to pay that off, you know. Go to school full-time, work full-time. Made a man out of me, I can tell you that, man. Stress of not knowing, you know, am I going to be able to keep the house, you know, put food on the table. And I bounced from job. I worked in a garage, working on buses. My brother used to work, help get me on there, working on school buses. And then got my associate's degree, and then took a job in Nashville. My buddy got me on up there. I continued to pursue my degree, ended up taking a job, freight company with my uncle, and completed my bachelor's degree, kept going to school, working full-time. Hey, puppers. And then once I graduated from there, you know, God opened up a new door for me to kind of step out of my comfort zone and apply. You know, that was one of the first jobs that I had outside of, you know, obviously the police force. I didn't really know anybody, but my cousin's husband got me on, helped get me on there. So this job I have now was just kind of one that I, you know, applied. I didn't know anybody. I went in, and I've always loved to interview. I think the Coast Guard prepared me for those interviews and gave me confidence to be able to, you know, you're sitting down in front of 05s, 06s, or whatever, you know. Good Lord, this is a big loop here. I don't know what the Hades is going on, but you know, being able to have that confidence, you know, that's gave me that confidence that if I can sit down in front of those people, there ain't nobody I'm gonna sit across the table from, and it's gonna scare me. You know, obviously nerves, it helps with the nerves, I'll just say that. But, so I ended up getting this job. It's a disabled veteran-owned small business, and it's awesome, love it. Well, if it ain't a pup, just hanging out in the middle of the road. You old pop. Hey, pop, pop. Hey, pop. Man, it is pretty today. It's starting to warm up a little bit. Feels great back in here. Whoa. So Chris and I, ADV Chris and I, went to Red River Gorge, Kentucky, and rode an entire, well, a full day. We had planned to do at least 2 days there, and Chris's chain and sprockets, he had a chain failure, sprocket failure, rear sprocket, and we deemed it unsafe. The chain was running seriously loose, but we did make it through the entire first day, and man, we rode some gnarly freaking trails, dude. I mean, I definitely want to go back. It was just me and Chris, had an awesome time. and I actually shot footage for that entire day. The only thing was I shot it in zoom. So on this Insta360, if you've got one and you're still watching my video to this point, you double tap on that screen by accident, you're going to be filming in zoom and there is no way to reverse it. So I lost all that footage, and we hit probably one portion of that track was one of the hardest uphill boulder climbs that I've ever done myself personally. I don't know how Chris feels about it, but it was freaking gnarly, and if I can get a screenshot of it, I'll try to include it around here on the video. That we did in Red River Gorge really began the love relationship. I liked it a lot and had that honeymoon vibe, you know, of just having a new bike. But man, I may hold on to this for a long time. I've said that before, and I've jumped ship. But the only thing I would jump down to is maybe a 500, and I don't want to do the service intervals. My brother will probably sail me on one eventually. But for now, man, this friggin' AJP Gold is insanity. I love it. Handles well. Very well balanced. You know, street. I don't ride the street, but had to put down about 20 something miles to get out to these trails. 20-30 miles, something like that. Comfortable street cruise, you know. I dig it. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to answer. I'm a little over 200 miles on it, so I've got a little bit more, you know, 200 miles, and those were some gnarly miles, dude. Not like I was hard on the bike, but they were like rough terrain miles. Like put the bike through the test, you know, so to speak. The Red River Gorge ride was the gnarliest stuff I've been in with this bike, and very manageable. Yeah, I'm head over heels, man. Feel the wheels kind of smooshing around in some of this stuff. Oh yeah, that's a big water hole there. Only thing I've done to this bike is really put the crash bars on it and a radiator guard. ADVENG, Australian radiator guard. Chris Kirk from Australia. He kind of hand does these in his own time, has his little side gig. I think it's friggin' awesome. The crash bars are the Thork Racing. They're from Portugal. So got a little bit of everything on this bike. Comes fully kitted out, which is nice. I don't have to pick and choose skid plate, argue all over all of that. You know, comes with the hand guards, Polysport. And another friggin' thing that I am loving is that navigation. It is an eyeball glance down. I can see where I'm at. It's big, manageable display, and I'm right back on track, you know. Before I was using my phone, and it's like squinting to see that stinking thing. Man, that is a hole right there, dude. Remember this part. Gravel gets a little loosey-goosey, and then there's like a creek crossing up here, I think. Man, it's friggin' washed out, bro. Gosh. Yup, she's deep. Alright, we're gonna see what she looks like. She is deep today. Like I said, about 3 weeks of, 3 weeks. Day and a half of rainwater, and it rained hard too. Yeah, you know that's slick right there. There's like a little cement, you know, road that comes down through there, but she's deep today. Well. I guess we're gonna put it to it. I underestimated the amount of my hair that would come off, tickle my freaking eyeballs on this visor. Alright, boys. Wished I would have gotten up some speed, but I'm gonna give her a crossing. Oh yeah. Super pretty out here. This is about where it starts to get a little interesting. I'll be interested to see how the rain affected this area. It's usually never in great shape, but I know it rained for a good bit, so there's several water crossings through here. Oh yeah. See, that right there is what I normally go through. There's a lot of water in that son of a gun. Got a loosey-goosey there. I was hoping to get some drone footage of like the foliage and stuff, but it is not. A lot of the leaves have already fallen, so. Oh man, I busted this one wide open with my Aprilia, and that's where I almost went down. I remember that. I was coming this way though. That's the first. That right back there was the first water hole, or the first time I think I had truly felt the weight of that Aprilia. And boy, oh boy, had I known the Continental Divide what, you know, what was to come with that bike. Yes. So here's a cool little spot. It's got a little waterfall. It's pretty cool. Boy, if I had a nickel for every time I looked behind me to make sure that I zipped up my bag. It's a cool little spot. It's a cool little spot. Not time of the year to stop and go for a nice swim, so we're gonna pass on that for now, but some cool little area back in here. Chris remembers this area well. This is where Chris went off of the down in the woods. Right off down in there. ADV Chris went sailing away, and we recovered his 300 rally. Found some longhorns in Tennessee. Beautiful creatures. So, I think I'm on the last couple creek crossings. put her down. Well, that hurt. At least I stopped and put it on record. I was about to say, man, one of those friggin' creek crossings is slick as snot, dude. Alright, well, laid it down the first time. In the rocks. To all my veterans out there, no matter what battles you're fighting, you're not alone. We may fall down, but we get back up and keep pushing on because that's who we are. They say a boat in the harbor is safe, but that's not what boats are built for. And whether you're charting a course for your next adventure or joining in on ours, thank you for your support and enjoy the ride.